Hey YouTube, this is Alice at Wonderland Speaks, and I want to talk about interracial relationships. Mainly, I wanted to switch the topic because I just did a video on domestic violence. So I really had to switch up the atmosphere for myself and talk about something which I've gotten, in my case, incredible response from. And I've been asked to speak more on it, and specifically not sure, only that they wanted more detail. I can, again, this is only about my life, and that's all I have. Again, if you like my content, please like, post, subscribe, and click the notification bell if you enjoy my content. Okay, certainly this individual is not the first person, white guy, that I dated, but this was on vacation in Jamaica. Um, I don't know what year this was. I would assume because my hair was black, probably 30 years ago. But this was Jamaica. This was, again, my hair was black, so this was, I don't know, the 90s. How do I know? Because that has a glare. Because my hair was black. And this was a guy named Tom that I met online. I met him online. And we dated for about a year. This person, this was, again, in the 90s. My hair was black. My hair was black, and I was in my early 30s. And this individual was my supervisor in a factory. This was a 3-year relationship that got really intense, not in a negative way. He was very much in love for quite a while. What do I have here? I do have a photo. This, why am I getting a glare? I don't know, but this was our wedding photo. This was in 2000 and why am I getting a glare? I don't know. Let me see. I don't know. It's the reflection from the camera. Anyway, this is our wedding photo. Actually, we got married twice. So, this was to give you an idea of the guys that I have dated. Again, I did extensive research on this whole arena before I started dating white guys. Now, I know this is a different time, but you know what? Some things don't change. Excuse me. I've been eating all day, and my problem is I never get to it. So, excuse me, but I do need to eat. But, as I said, I did extensive research on this whole dating white guys before before I got into it. As I've said before, I had white friends, but oddly enough, they weren't dating black guys. I just, like I said before in other videos, I decided it was something I wanted to try and see if it was something I could do. I'm no different than anybody else. I'm really not. I just made a decision. And it doesn't mean because I dated black white guy that I wasn't dating black ones. That's not true at all. As I've said before, I got a comment recently, last week as a matter of fact, from a guy who saw my video on interracial dating. Well, now I've got more than one, but the one that has gotten the most traction, um, he told me it was a sin and that I didn't love black people if I could get in bed with white men. Well, I had a lot to say to him because, as I've said before, I welcome black men or black women who may feel this way. I welcome them to dialogue with me. I want them to. I'm not angry. I don't have any reason to be angry, but he sounds angry. But that's on him. That's not on me. But I was not I started commenting on what he said, and before I know it, I said a lot. Just suffice it to say, any of you out there who want to say something about me dating, period. As I said, I married this one. This was my third husband. Let's see. This, I literally took these off my wall. This is my second husband. I had weddings. This is the second wedding in a church, a big church. See, that's the black man. This is my first wedding. See, that's a black man. So for those of you who think that I am mesmerized and only have been with white men and that I've been brainwashed, hardly. Hardly. I'm not brainwashed by anyone. I have my own mind. I know my own mind. And I I don't discriminate. I date men. I date good men. Have they all been good? No, they haven't. It just would appear that the ones that I have been able to maintain healthy relationships with happen to be any color but black. So again, this is my life, and people can say what they will. And I will say to you, like I said to, where's this person at? This person, if you have a track record of toxic relationships, and at the time when I met this individual, that was my life. I didn't know, but I hadn't actually had a healthy relationship. And then I met him, and he's deceased now. He died this year. This was a good man to me. He was nurturing and caring and loving, and he pampered me. And he sincerely cared about me as a person. And I think I've told the story of our first date was on his boat. Or I should say he wanted to be on his boat. And I told him when he took me to the docks, I said, black people don't get on boats. He said, girl, what are you talking about? Now, I was in my 30s when I met him, and I was still afraid. Now, he didn't know I was afraid, but maybe that comment told him I was afraid. Well, he had enough fearlessness about him for both of us. So he made me feel completely comfortable, and that's really important. You want to be comfortable with whomever you choose to get involved with, and he did. And it didn't hurt that we worked together. So I saw this individual every day. And of course, it got a little complicated because we worked together. Oddly enough, because we worked together and everybody knew about this relationship that wasn't supposed to be happening on the job, it made it a little difficult. Um, for some reason, he wanted to not treat me better. He wanted to make sure that everyone knew that he wasn't making a difference in me versus them, even though he couldn't do it. But the point is, he was very good to me. Very good. So you might say, well, what do you mean? Maybe you don't know what very good is. Well, he always left roses on my door. He brought my lunch. We went out all the time. This was not in the booth in the back in the corner. This was in the 90s. And he would call me and say, meet me over here, meet me over there. Or I'd wake up after he known I got stuck with a double shift, and because he never did, he was supervisor. But I would wake up and he would be outside cutting the lawn, and he'd bathe me and just do all those nurturing and pampering things. He'd wash my hair, massage my scalp, and oh, I had never had that. Okay, I'm being totally honest. At that point in my life, I hadn't had it yet. And I know maybe a year into it, I told him, I said, my daughter needs to meet a man like you. At that time, I would say she was probably maybe a teenager or something. I'm not sure. Um, not at this point, I'm not sure. Talking about it, I'm not sure. Um, no, she had to be older than that because my kids weren't even at home. So she must have been about 20 and had already had some bad luck in the love department. And, after I met him and everything was going so good, I said, oh, my daughter, every woman should meet a man like you once in their life. And he said, what do you mean? I said, see, good guys don't really realize how good they are. And if they're not with a person who shows them or tells them, they go on just doing what they're doing. And at some point, they get with the wrong one and she doesn't appreciate him, and he might not stay good. He might not. But I told him all the time, I believe every woman should meet a man like him once in their life. Why? So he'll set the standard and she won't accept crap from that point because she'll know what to expect and what she won't tolerate. And that's what I mean by that. She won't tolerate it. She'll just keep it moving. And when that crap comes along, she'll say, I don't think so. Keep it moving. So I've said enough. This video is longer than I wanted it to be. But if you watched any of my videos, sometimes they will tend to go on and on. So in reference to this person, may he rest in peace. And even though he lived back east, which is where I'm from, and he died recently, I did get a phone call or text, I'm not sure. Someone made me aware, and I sent flowers. Maybe if it had been a couple months later, maybe I would have went back east to pay my respects, but no, I didn't go. I did send flowers, and I think I said something on the card, and that was it. But this was a good man to me. So again, this is Alice at Wonderland Speaks, and please like posts, subscribe, and click the notification bell if you like my content.